Hello and welcome back to Creator Codes. I am your host, Cassandra. You can call me Cassie, whatever you want, because you are my friend. If you are listening to me, you are my friend, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your precious life to listen to my voice. Hopefully, I'm helping you receive these creator codes that are allowing you to step more into your power and reveal maybe where you have been unconsciously holding yourself back. And today's episode is so juicy. Last week I missed recording an episode and putting an episode out because I was down for the count. Like I was actually in physical pain. It was not a fun time, and I'll probably talk more about what happened and like what that was, because it was really all energetic and it moved through my physical body, because my higher self knows me better than I know myself. And sometimes when I need to stop, literally stop, I have to be taken out physically, because my mental and emotional energy I can push and power through. So I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, especially you strong, independent people can just push through any kind of emotional pain and just, you know, allow yourself to maybe do a little bypassing, which is okay. We're human. And as we are taking ourselves to the next level of consciousness, of creatorship, this is when we really need to pay attention and start looking at the subtleties of the signs, symbols, synchronicities that are coming through our realities, that are being projected by our subconscious mind, so we don't have to be laid out in bed for a week to be able to actually understand these codes. So this one today, oh my gosh, this topic is juicy, because there's so much talk about manifestation. And what I notice, the word semantics is coming to mind. I don't know exactly the definition of that, which is kind of funny because that's the point that I'm talking about, is the definition of words and how we use words, how we speak about, what manifestation really is. Like, what is manifestation? And the way that people use that word, there's a speeding car that keeps passing by my house. Maybe that's a sign for us. Time to, let's go, baby. Time to rev it up. Let's rev it up. So people use the word manifestation as a practice to bring something to life that they do not have right now. And I think that it's important for us to recognize where that can actually hold people back. And this is why we haven't talked about dark forces yet on this podcast. We will, but I believe that the dark forces have kind of helped perpetuate certain ideas in the spiritual communities to hold us back from actually expanding into our truest light. I was going to say truest and bluest. Oh, well, that's interesting, because blue flames are very toxic to dark forces. So yeah, truest and bluest flames, baby, and burning brightly. That is something that the opposing forces, if you will, would rather us not do, because, it's like Star Wars. I've never seen Star Wars, I don't think. Maybe I have back in the day. I don't know. Don't hurt me. Don't sue me. But I have a lot of those types of movies I need to watch, including The Lord of the Rings. I've never seen, but I don't know why I'm just exposing myself right now. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is the dark versus the light is real. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be verses, but there is dark, there is light. It is a dualistic type of universe, a polarity. Words. This universe holds polarity, light and dark, up and down, and, all of those things. And when it comes to the dark and the light, there's the need to survive for the dark and the need to stay dark, right? And same with the light. It's like, as light workers, as people that want to expand the light on the consciousness, which is light, of the planet, the darkness doesn't necessarily want that. But without going too deep into that, that's kind of why certain ideas in the spiritual community become so popular, is because the dark forces are like, ooh, we can perpetuate this idea because it's actually holding them back and they have no idea. Oh my God. Manifestation is one of the absolute best things you can do. Or is it? Now, it depends on your definition. So back to this here. Most people define manifesting, like I said, as creating something new that they don't have. So when you're constantly focused on manifesting in that way, with the underlying definition of manifesting being creating something that you don't have, then you're perpetuating the idea, even if it's unconsciously or subconsciously, that you right now are not good enough, or your life is not good enough and it's not the way it should be. And that creates resistance in itself. Now, this is really profound when you get that. It creates resistance in itself when you start trying to manifest, in parentheses, in this way, where the underlying feeling is, I need to get something that I don't have. That is extremely limiting. And I'm realizing this more and more, especially over this past week, all these downloads that have come through, how limiting this actually is. And that's why I'm like, ooh, I can see why dark forces could be behind this, because it's seemingly this really beautiful idea of, we are so magical, so we can have whatever we want. So let's focus on creating whatever we want. But I think the missing component that most people don't talk about is what manifestation really is. And what it is creation. And the fact of the matter is, we are always 24/7 creating our reality, right? Creator codes. This is what we talk about here on this podcast. Taking full responsibility for your life. Not being at the reaction side of life, but the creation side of life. Same letters, opposite meanings, right? When you're reacting, you're responding as though, again, underlying type of meaning is there's a victim type of mentality when you are like, oh, I didn't create this. So I'm reacting in a way where it's like, why is this happening to me? Why did that come out in a birthday tone? Is it someone's birthday? Happy birthday. Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Why does it all go to shit? Why does all of it shit on me? And many more. Happy birthday if it's your birthday. Sorry, that's not your birthday song. It's just a funny, I guess. We got to keep it light, because sometimes it can feel really heavy to be in the trying to get the things that we don't have. And that's why I want to flip it and reverse it, like Missy Elliott says. Okay, let's flip it and reverse it. Is it worth it? Let me work it. Put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. So let's reverse this. And this is something that's been coming through for me this week too, is like, a lot of the times the opposite is true. So instead of creating what we don't have, what about actually receiving what we do have? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe that's the ticket. Maybe that's the golden ticket, Charlie. When you actually realize, I have it all. Now, a lot of people are in resistance to that, because it's like, well, but the money or the relationship or the career. Right now, you actually have it all. You do. Chills. I'm getting chills. You have it all. And how can you release the limitations of actually honoring this truth that you have it all right now? I'm picturing someone living in their car saying, what do you mean? I don't have an apartment. You have all that you need right now. And when we're in resistance to what is, and I've mentioned Loving What Is, the book by Byron Katie, on my stories on Instagram and on this podcast before, but this is just such a theme where when you truly love what is, that means that you're grateful for what you have. That means you're in the vibration of gratitude, and you're actually vibing at a vibration where you're manifesting at a higher level. Because again, we're always manifesting. This is just another word for creation in my eyes. Manifestation is creation. Okay, wait. This is the creator code. So your girl knows what she's talking about. Well, I only know what I know. And, the more you know, the less you know. Or the more you know, not the less you know. The more you know, the less. The more you know, the more you know that you don't know. Does that make sense? Which is good. It's like new levels of what the fuck in this life. Okay, anyways. So when we are constantly focused on creating something that we don't have, which is what most people use with manifestation, that's keeping them stuck because the underlying feeling of that is I am not where I should be. And this is the number one reason people feel stuck, especially at a nervous system level, is they're saying I should not be here. Or again, unconsciously, this is more of a program that's running through that's not in the conscious brain. I should not be where I am. I should not have this amount of money. I should have more money. That right there will not manifest a beautiful result. It will manifest more of what you already know to be true and what you're believing to be true in your bones of this is not enough. I am not enough. And like when you're constantly running that program underneath the surface by trying to manifest a better life, you're going to see more reasons why you should have more money. Because you don't get what you want. You don't always get what you want. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. And if you are in the belief of I am not enough, which is literally not true, but you've held that for a reason, and you can see yourself holding that, all the versions of yourself, maybe the past lives, holding yourself in compassion, and saying, I understand, and I feel you, and I'm here to listen to you. And this is where you can start to come to terms with where you are and what you have at a more conscious level. So these underlying feelings can come to surface. And that's why it's so important to slow down, to hear these things, to listen, to speak with yourself. That's why I was taken out last week. I like to think I know a lot of things. Over the years, I've accumulated a lot of information. My mind is like a crazy place to be. It's got so much information, and it can be overwhelming. And for someone like me, it's like, okay, I've been through this. Like, why? Like, what exactly is this showing me right now? And I really opened up my mind with curiosity, kept my heart open with curiosity through the deep, like, physical pain that I was experiencing as to why that was happening. And I wasn't sitting there judging myself, being like, I shouldn't feel like this. Oh, I should take better care of my body. I take really great care of my body. There's so many stories, and we can always improve, of course. Like, we're humans, we're not perfect, and we shouldn't pretend to be, but it's kind of like the perfect imperfection. We're perfect in our imperfection. And the mail is here. So this message is, I don't know, it feels like it's she's got some packages. So there's some gifts that are hopefully coming through this message for you, because just like myself and my bestie, who she told me to look out for the mail today, so this is funny, we say to each other, okay, what was I gonna say? Sorry, I just when the mail person is here in front of my door, I'm like thinking, see, my mind, it's filled with a lot of things. Anyways, there's a gift here for you, and I hope you can receive it. Oh, this is what I was going to say about her and I. Sometimes it's just hearing something in a certain way that really hits home. And so that's what I'm hoping for you today, where I'm saying something in a certain way. And maybe a little light language, activation to help your brain go ding, ding, ding. Oh, shit. I had someone comment on my video, like, oh my God, this is literally feels like the last missing piece that I was not able to like figure out on my own. And that's why I love to give away like all of this free, valuable information, because I'm with you guys. Like, I'm through this journey with you, having these downloads, having these newer understandings, and we literally are all just walking each other home. And so I'm not here to pretend that I that I know it all, because these are revelations and I don't. Like, that would just be silly. It's impossible, and no one does. And that's why we take people off of pedestals, people. Nobody knows it all, but it's the way that we are able to receive this information in maybe just a slightly different way, that can be like a little ding 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 moment of, whoa, okay, hold on a second, that's true. I've constantly been focusing on making something different happen in my life. And if that's a constant focus, that is a constant story that it is not okay the way it is right now. And this is the point that I'm really just driving home right now. And so it's really important to look at where you have been constantly trying to bring something different into your reality. And it's not a bad thing to want something different. That's the thing, is we can't shame ourselves for this. But it can really unlock something beautiful when you're like, wait a minute, if I just actually trust in my higher self for bringing me exactly what I need, trust in God, trust in Source to literally bring me exactly what I need, I never will feel like I need anything other than what I already have. And it's beautiful and it's freeing. So it's like the example that I talked about on the reel of moving to Sedona. If it was something that I was like, oh my God, I need to move there and I need to make it happen, it almost already, it just feels overwhelming just saying that. It feels like an overwhelming energy. And that's how I kind of think about certain things when it comes to my business. Even hosting a retreat, for some reason, it's like I have resistance to it because I feel like there's just a lot of energy that wants to move through and create. And I know it's going to be powerful, but there's a part of me, because it's something new, that like really wants to do it, is already creating so much resistance. So there's this balance of, like bringing things to creation, right? Creator codes. The code really is to allow it to unfold, allow these ideas to unfold, because that is the divinity moving through you. Clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentience, the feelings that you have, these random ideas, these signs that you see. It's listening to them, it's slowing down and like realizing all of it is being gifted to you, and it's being created through you. So you don't have to have the pressure of manifesting something when you are being given it all and it's being done through you naturally. Just like I moved to Sedona, it naturally happened. I literally arrived here and I was like, how did I get here? How did this happen? Right? When I became a Pure Barre teacher, I was not trying to be a teacher. I just was living in the embodiment of doing the best that I could at that exercise, when I went to class, and just loving it. It's really loving the journey. Ooh, this is another quote that my girl Colleen, and her TikTok is spiritualistic with a K, and she said, it's a quote, and I don't know if it's from her or something she quoted, but it was, if you are manifesting the journey, if you are creating the journey, then you will manifest the goal. Oh, okay. If you are manifesting the goal, then Spirit will give you the journey. If you are manifesting the journey, then Spirit will give you the goal. Does that make sense? So really it's about embracing the journey of life, which means it's literally being here where you are right now, which is the journey. There's no end point. Even when we die, we don't die for real. And then there's something else that came through. I think it was last night. I'm pulling it up on my computer right now. I wrote it down. I'm like, okay, let me see here. Okay, maybe I'm not able to pull it up on my computer for some reason. I have the Notes app, and you know how it connects to your phone and your computer. I wrote it in my phone, and I don't think it's coming onto my computer, unfortunately. Okay, that's all right. Anyways, it was just about all of this stuff and how important it is for us to. It's kind of a confusing thing that I wrote, so maybe it wasn't meant for me to say today. I think the one that I just said is really powerful, is when you're manifesting a goal, spirit gives you the journey. When you're manifesting the journey, spirit gives you the goal. So that right there just says it all, of embracing the journey of what is right now and allowing it to unfold in the most divine way. Because when us humans in our brains think we know best and think we know what we really want as far as our highest timeline, we can't even scratch the surface of actually seeing what we can't see. And it's just the best we can do is getting into the vibrational state of love and acceptance and gratitude. And that will attract everything in, because again, we get what we are, not what we want. So if we are in gratitude, if we are in love, that is what we manifest naturally through our state of being. So it's cool and fun to create vision boards, but you got to release the attachment from having those things on the vision board. The whole point of doing a vision board or vision writing, whatever it is that you do or don't do, whatever. It's to get you into the vibrational state of gratitude for having all of those things, but you have to let those actual things go in order to receive whatever it is that God wants to give you on your highest timeline, which is really your higher self when you're ready for it. Divine timing is a real thing. If you're in this frequency that's up and down and all around, your higher self's not going to give you something that you can't hold. Or maybe you will be given it, but if you're not ready to hold it, as in hold that vibrational state, then it's going to be stripped away from you pretty darn fast. And that's why being in the state of gratitude, no matter what you have, will consistently attract in things and help you just naturally manifest so many things to be grateful for. But if we're constantly thinking about what we don't have or what we should have, even in the form of trying to manifest something new, then we're going to perpetuate that state of not having enough. And it's a never-ending cycle. It's a never-ending loop. So I think I hit that point home today, and I just wanted to riff on that a little bit for you guys because it's really hitting me lately. And it's something I've kind of known. It's like, love where you are, be present, right? It's these things that we hear, and maybe it's cliche, but it's said so much and it's turned cliche for a reason because there's so much truth to it. But a lot of times, again, like the spiritual community, the dark forces, whatever it is, has skewed it in a way where it's like, here's techniques to manifest your dream partner. But it's like right there is the resistance of having your dream partner because you're not seeing yourself as your dream partner already right now. And if you don't see that and you're not loving that and living in that, you don't even have a desire to have a dream partner because you are the dream partner. And then when you're in that state, boom, there that person is. And it's because your vibe is at this place where it is holding the frequency of truly loving exactly who you are, what you have right now. Right now. And not trying to bypass and not trying to go to a certain place. It's like no matter where you go, there you are. Have you ever heard that quote? It's like, oh, that's what happened. That's what happened with me with my spiritual awakening journey. If you haven't listened to the last episode about my dark night of the soul and awakening, it was me like going to Florida being like, oh my God, it's the sunshine state. But like, well, I still was there. Doesn't matter if your surroundings are beautiful, which does help. It can help. But when you manifest something, when something comes into your life, a big change, a creation, me creating the move to Florida, that amplified what was already in me, which was a major lack, a major limitation, a major questioning that I was not dealing with. And so be careful what you wish for, right? And when we create out of fear, right, going to Florida, it's like kind of running away. There's a fear underlying that. Then you will be shown your limitations because of the way that you are creating. So if you actually want to create in a sustainable way that is for the highest good for yourself and all, and you're not going to have lessons thrown at your face and these dark night of the souls, then it's creating from a place of love and light and your soul and your heart. And I'm in another dimension. If you're watching video, I've gone somewhere. I don't know where I am. Let's come back. Okay, we're here. We're back. So love where you are, love who you are, because who you are is incredible. And there are versions of yourself that are applauding you. And can the version of you right now applaud you right now? We always go back to our inner child and we give that child so much love. But why can't we do that for ourselves right now? We're still those children. Everything that we're doing, even if it's a mistake, it shouldn't be shamed or blamed. We're doing the best that we can. And so loving it, loving the process, loving the unfoldment and the unknown. Ooh, it's juicy. It's a juicy time to be alive. So have fun with it. Play. Embrace the now. And don't let the cliche-ness of be present and love what is, all of that, whatever. Don't let that take away from the value that this really holds. Because this is how you actually manifest, is by continuously and naturally creating your life in this moment through the divine, because you are divine, through that divine inspiration and through love, not through fear, not through lack, not through I need, I should, I shouldn't. That is where the limitation lies. So I hope this unlocked a code in you, my fellow creator. Please let me know if it did and how it landed. And I have a feeling you have a friend that could benefit from this episode. So I would love it and be so grateful if you shared this with someone that maybe you're on this journey with, who can really benefit from this code right here, this manifestation code. And the more people that realize this, the more we can actually be with who we are. And there's just so much peace in that. And this is how we can bring more peace and change to the planet, is ironically when we stop trying to change everything in our own lives. That's when everything actually changes in our lives and in the collective, because we are each a piece of the collective. So thank you for sharing, for liking, for subscribing, for rating the show. And it really helps me have that little ammunition to continue to bring you guys more of this free value. And if you want to pay for something, I do have Tarot Intuition Mastery, where you can interact with me on Zoom, and I do personal readings for people there. You can book a private one-on-one soul alignment session. Those are powerful. And we go into stuff like this, where I kind of can see those blind spots of the limitations that maybe you've been feeding into in the most loving way and profound ways. And I also have been going live on Instagram and TikTok and doing mini readings there and collective readings. And I just love connecting with you guys on social media. And thank you so much for being with me on this crazy journey we call life. And I'm so blessed and honored to be a creator right along with you guys. Thank you for creating such beautiful realities for yourself so we can continue to perpetuate these beautiful ideas and realities for the world. And I love you and I appreciate you so very much. Until next time, again, my name is Cassandra, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.